Okay, let's dive right into this explainer, where we're going to break down the exact roadmap one entrepreneur used to go from absolute zero to massive recurring revenue. Look, we are witnessing a complete paradigm shift right now in how businesses are built. People are leveraging modern AI tools to just completely bypass the traditional hurdles of entrepreneurship. Picture this for a second. No initial capital, no massive network of contacts, just you, an internet connection, and a willingness to figure things out. Now, this specific creator didn't invent some revolutionary new app or code a complicated software platform. Instead, they tapped into the incredible leverage of modern community building and AI. It's a blueprint that is radically changing the definition of what a successful startup actually looks like today.
And we are starting with a massive, almost counterintuitive result, $50,000 a month. And just to be perfectly clear here, we're not talking about an annual salary. That is monthly recurring revenue. Just think about the sheer mechanics of that number for a second. For decades, hitting a milestone like 50 grand a month, well, that meant you had to go pitch venture capitalists, secure a massive line of credit, sign a terrifying 10-year commercial lease for office space, take on a mountain of crushing overhead risk. You are essentially, actually scratch that, you are literally chained to the business. But the rules of the game have fundamentally changed, and that massive financial target is now achievable in a radically different way.
Because here is where it gets truly wild. This was achieved completely solo. Just let that sink in. Hitting $50,000 a month while completely skipping the traditional agonizing headaches of running a business. There are no expensive payroll software subscriptions to manage, zero HR disputes to mediate. You're completely free from those endless soul-crushing Zoom meetings that completely dominate traditional corporate life. No middle management layer eating up all your profit margins, and absolutely no massive support staff to wrangle. It is just you, the founder, operating a highly efficient, highly leveraged machine. It's kind of the ultimate expression of entrepreneurial freedom. So what does this actually look like in practice? Let's break it down.
Section 1. The Zero-Employee AI Empire.
Now, you might logically be wondering, okay, how on earth can an entrepreneur possibly scale to that kind of monthly revenue without hiring a massive support staff? Think about the traditional agency or consulting trap. Traditionally, your revenue scales linearly with your headcount or the hours you work. If you want to take on more clients and make more money, well, you got to work 80-hour weeks, or you have to hire more people to do more work. It's an exhausting cycle that almost always ends in total burnout. You end up managing people instead of actually doing the work you love. So how do we break that link? How do we completely sever the tie between our time, our headcount, and our earning potential to truly scale a solo operation?
That brings us to Section 2, the lock-in method. The answer to breaking out of that linear trap lies in a core mechanism called the lock-in method. This is the exact, brilliant, two-part strategy used to build this empire from scratch. And listen, the lock-in method isn't about that old-school advice of hiding away in your garage for a year to build a secret product that nobody actually wants. No way. Instead, it is highly visible and deeply interactive. It consists of 3 dedicated months of learning in public, which is exactly what it sounds like. It means diving into AI and sharing every single thing you learn, posting your daily experiments on X, or writing detailed breakdowns of your prompts on LinkedIn. That public learning creates your solid foundation, which you then immediately follow up by launching a recurring revenue school community.
Let's actually break that journey down, moving from the messy beginning to the highly profitable endpoint. For step 1, you spend time actively learning AI, right out there in front of an audience. You share your big wins, your embarrassing failures, and your unexpected breakthrough discoveries. The key here is you aren't acting like some untouchable guru who knows absolutely everything. You are building deep, authentic trust and real authority by simply documenting your real-time journey. Then, for step 2, a psychological transition happens. You leverage that exact attention and trust to launch a monetized recurring revenue community. You go from being the student openly sharing their study notes to becoming a confident leader providing a dedicated, structured space for others to learn and grow right alongside you.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, Selling the Shortcut.
Now this brings up a really critical question. Why would people actually pay you for a community when AI information is so freely available online? You absolutely must understand this massive psychological shift if you want to succeed. Listen to me. You are not selling an encyclopedia of information. Information is wildly abundant right now. It's everywhere, and frankly, we're all completely drowning in it. If you try to sell just information, you're competing directly with Google, YouTube, and ChatGPT itself. Good luck with that. Finding the right AI tool right now is like trying to find a needle in a massive digital haystack. Instead, you are selling a highly valuable shortcut. You are selling curation, speed, and total clarity that completely cuts through all the noise.
Think about your own experience when you're trying to learn a complex new skill. You don't want a 500-page theoretical manual, right? You want the 3 practical steps that actually work today. People are actively seeking the absolute fastest path to their desired result. They want you to tell them exactly what obscure tools are actually worth paying for, what specific prompts actually get the job done, and exactly what pitfalls they need to avoid so they don't waste their entire weekend figuring it out themselves. By doing all that heavy lifting and packaging your insights, you are quite literally giving them their time back. And in today's insanely busy world, time is the ultimate currency. That is a tremendously valuable proposition.
Let's make this super actionable. Section 4, the 6-month roadmap.
Here is the exact, concrete 6-month roadmap mapping out the journey from absolute zero to that $50K recurring revenue. It shows precisely when the critical strategic pivot happens so you don't burn out. For months 1 through 3, your total, unapologetic focus is on learning in public. Month 1 might be pure exploration, just messing around, but by month 3, you are solidifying your authority, absorbing specialized AI knowledge, testing it relentlessly, and sharing your insights to build an eager audience. Then, at month 4, you flip the switch. Months 4 through 6 are entirely dedicated to launching and scaling that school community. You take all those highly valuable shortcuts you've meticulously discovered over the first 3 months, you open the doors, and you package them into a premium community experience. It's a highly structured, 180-day sprint.
As we wrap up this explainer, let's just quickly synthesize exactly what we've covered today. We're talking about building a highly profitable, zero-employee empire by leveraging the lock-in method and ultimately selling a curated shortcut rather than just dumping free information on people. It's a complete, radical departure from traditional business building. So, based on this incredibly powerful 6-month blueprint, I want to leave you with this final lingering thought. What is the valuable shortcut you can create for your future community? What frustrating problem can you solve faster and better than anyone else out there by leveraging your own AI journey? The roadmap is right here waiting. The next step is entirely up to you.